fragged out against Limitless, Fluffy Aimers, and Might, but those are not the teams that we expect to be at the top. Nouns is, and they're both tied at a 5-1 record. This is a chance for them to kind of make some space between each other, and autimatic's going to be that key rifler I'm looking at because he replaced one of, I think, the best up-and-comers that hasn't had that chance to really thrive on any of the teams. Well, I mean, he has a chance on some teams, but he needs to have that room to grow, and I thought it would be great to see him play under Welko. He didn't, so autimatic, impress me.
We'll see if he could do that. We'll see if they could do that. We're hopping on in. Taps on through. And Jeorge might be about to have his hands full as we're already deep on into this pistol round. Breezy connects on a second as well with the P250. And they're down in towards lower. No resistance as well. Players will try and vent dive this, but Walko's already ready to receive them. 1 kill found, traded out with OC, and he's away. Good luck, CJ and Carson. They're going to need it, and it's just going to be Carson. I'll see if he has Lady Luck on his side at this point. He doesn't even want this. He's just trying for a Zeus exit kill.
Might get it. Might get it.
Can you get it?
Yeah, there it is. Carson got the Zeus. Frag goes down immediately afterwards, but hey, he got the Zeus, and that's, I guess, the important part. 1-0 in favor of NRG. A very dominant round, and Breeze able to get 4 frags already for himself, so that's pretty good to see. Breeze was actually another question mark for me and at the beginning of this NRG roster, and he's actually been pretty good.
He's been fine.
Yeah. Better.
Fine.
He's been serviceable, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the question with Breeze was, 2019 Breeze, 2018, 2019 Breeze was one of the best players in the world, right? Just an incredible peak as a rifler, and rifler peaks are hard to maintain. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But the question, if you're NRG, if you were EG before that, is like, how much of the percentage can we get out of it? And I think that there is a case for, giving a bit of grace to players who came from that EG team, because as we saw, there were just a lot of situations that led to maybe not getting all of the juice out of that roster that they were hoping for. And Breezy certainly was in that team for as long as anybody. So maybe a little bit of time to recover the juice. Oh, we're into this round. Okay, sure. Still a silent movie, I'm assuming, for you folks as well as for us, but that's okay. At least it's a movie that we get to watch. We could do like sound effects and subtitles here. Should we do like title cards, like it's a Chaplin movie or something?
I mean, we could. I tried to do a grenade sound. It didn't come out as well as I wanted it to.
You just have to take off the pop filter for that one.
Yeah, that's true. Automatic's
Here we
gonna
go.
get Carson and Marky. All right. Automatic said he was one to watch. He's got a 2K. CJ's very low at 5 HP.
No time.
I believe there's audio cues, but there's no time. Indeed, the bomb is going to explode, and they both die. CJ all the way towards T-spawn, but only 5 HP. It's not enough to survive, so 0 players out of that round, but NRG's got 2 on the board.
Scout out for Junior. Curious to see where they're going to play that. Looks like outside. Perhaps to expectation. For the moment, they'll hold on to lobby control. Just a little bit of presence outside. autimatic actually getting a bit cheeky with it. Oh my goodness, he's gotten all the way around in towards mini. I don't think they realize that, but the lobby crunch is successful. The SMGs do deliver. The bomb is found, so all this positioning for autimatic may not matter one iota. OC has got a lot of work to do to clear out this infestation of Nouns players. They're in your lobby. Once they're in their lobby, where else could they be? It's like bed bugs, man. You get one, you get a whole bunch. There's a minute at least to work with. And autimatic continues to gobble up space outside. I can't tell if CJ is aware of this. They seem to have some idea somebody could be a problem. But Junior's definitely not checking for the moment. And so autimatic goes all the way around the world. OC 1-for-1 won't be good enough to reclaim this round. So as much ground as autimatic has covered, it seems like it's mostly just been a nice little hike. Don't think he's really going to be able to bring this through.
Yeah. Just getting the steps in. Try and hit 10K. But as it stands, well, that won't matter too much in this round. It's a good job by Nouns on a force buy here, which we typically see a lot of back and forth force buys on a map like Nuke. Autimatic will eventually fall to Jeorge. That will do it. Nouns are on the board. They've got some upgrades to try and grab. I don't think Marky's going to make it. He doesn't. Has to stick with the MP9. But CJ, along with Jeorge, have an AK and a Galil to show for their efforts. So timeout going to be called here by NRG to talk things over.
You know what I'm remembering? He's got Gen G stickers on his Mac 10. When did Gen G? Did Gen G make a major?
A while ago, I think.
Which major did Gen G get to? I was just mind blown there thinking about this.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think I remember the sticker, but I don't remember the major that they made it to. But definitely there is a Gen G sticker. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations to Gen G on that one.
Let's
long may they rest. That was you know, the North American LAN winner. They won.
Oh, wait, it wasn't
DreamHack Anaheim, and then immediately COVID hit. Team died. Never really played anything else.
Sorry, Mike. It might have just been the RMR rankings. Remember in COVID where you had the 2020 RMR stickers?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I don't think it was a major.
Wow, I forgot about those.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn, that was a crazy time in Counter-Strike.
It was, man.
This is
a crazy time in the world.
I think one of the greatest like what ifs of what could have been. You know, winning DreamHack Open Anaheim right before the online era, and then just things not going well, and mostly going their separate ways and heading off into Valorant. That's a great North American what could have been.
Oh yeah.
But we'll just have to stay knowing what could have been, as well as what could have been heard. But right now, we've got what could have ramped, as NRG's got a lot of space, access towards lower, just Carson down below to deal with them.
Right. Breeze. Hanging back. Looking into admin. Taking a few steps forward. I mean, yeah, a lot of space gain, like you said, for NRG. They could go towards this B side. Only one player there in Carson. This is actually a great opportunity for a bomb plant to come through for NRG and maybe even around, with Breeze gaining all this space into hell now. Finds Jeorge, fires away, gets him down to 72. This could activate the lower site.
Carson's down.
Yeah, Carson does go down. OC finds that frag. This would likely, I think it'll be a bomb plant.
The real challenge is planting the bomb. Without smokes up, they need to get those numbers forced in. Hack's going to do it safe. With control by double doors, this is enough. Autimatic's cleared up. That was up top. But now these condensed angles for the Deagles, these are dangerous. It's just the one Deag. But the pistols in general, a serious threat here. Need a little bit of luck to break their way, and Jeorge is keeping a cool head. Calm and collected they are. Walco from the ramp, just not really going to be able to do much about this with the pistol. And yeah, Jeorge will answer that. So bomb defused, only one player lost. Still a bomb plant out of that isn't the worst result for NRG, but it's a good job from Nouns keeping a calm head and making sure it doesn't get out of hand.
Yeah, and I mean, it ends the force by words effectively, right? Because NRG did force up in that round, had below $500, I believe, on every single player. And of course, the bomb plant is great, but they didn't have the utility to really sustain the position they needed to hang on to things, as you're back to seeing our beautiful faces again, or at least I hope they're beautiful for you guys.
We're trying to get our ears tuned right now,
yeah.
Folks. If you're wondering why we keep coming back to us, we're trying to get this audio issue sorted on out here so we can hear the lovely sounds of this game of Counter-Strike. You know, it's a full sensory experience. We're working on smell-o-vision too, but those cables are really difficult to sort out. So that research still in development for you to be able to smell Wolco through your monitor.
I don't
just smells like brains. Smells like braininess.
Right. Yeah, you know, there actually was a technology at one point, I think it was like 10 years ago or something like that, that was you could smell games, like the environments and everything like that. They did. I'm not joking, because I was involved in like haptic technology really as my main job at that point. And they were trying to partner with us and like use their technology with us, and it was crazy. Like you could smell gunpowder and like
you scratched and sniffed the monitor.
No, it was just like it literally smells coming at you. Honestly, it
you know
feels...
one game I don't want smell-o-vision for.
What?
I'll tell you this right ahead of time.
All right.
Helldivers. That would be the most horrifying smell. The most horrifying smell is just like burnt bug flesh and searing metal.
I feel like all the smells will be just burnt stuff constantly, especially in like gaming. So I don't know if it's
Plasma
that desirable to have, but maybe one day we'll want that. I don't know.
Like, you know what? I'd take it for a game like Skyrim, you know, where you're like wandering a fresh meadow and like collecting flowers and things. Maybe like a Red Dead Redemption, you know, a little gunpowder smoke, a little storm rolling in over the prairie. But yeah, a lot of games, Counter-Strike, I don't think you want those smells, man.
Not necessarily. Maybe like a game like Flower, you know, like where you're just casually roaming around and in the world and you're floating through the sky, enjoying the scenery. I don't know if you ever played Flower, Mike, but yeah, it's.
I have not, but I'm intrigued now.
Yeah, it's very like it's like an emotional journey. It actually made me like start getting emotional when I was playing it. It's literally just like this game where you're going through and the weather's changing and you're just like literally the wind guiding flower petals forward, and trying to add color to the world again. But there's just so much going on behind the scenes.
Oh, I'm into it. It's called Flower?
It's just Flower. Yeah, Flower. Made by that game company. It's very good. It's the same people that made Journey and Flow.
Okay. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, man. It's
all right, $7. So sure, I'll buy that.
Yeah, you should use what's it called? Motion controls. It's pretty fun. One of those few games where it made use of the motion controls effectively for the PlayStation.
Oh, you're supposed to use it on the PlayStation. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm gonna get it on the PC. I don't know how I can motion control this thing.
You can just.
Do I just like grab my whole PC tower and yank that thing back and forth for motion controls?
Use a motion controller. Like I don't know if the DualShock will work on it. Anyway, look, we're way off subject now. We got sound back.
Indeed.
We got
but
sound.
We're back into the server for this. We have. Oh my God, we have sound, John.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. We have hit the technology. Maybe not smell-o-vision just yet, but ear-o-vision. Ear-o-vision we got. There was there's this. This is just an eco, so we can keep slightly off topic. There's this park in France. I think in the south of France. I think it's called Futuro Park. I'm trying to remember. They had a theater with smell-o-vision. What was it called? And it was, and like, you know, you're going on a ride through the thing, and then it like sprays you. It's, you know, 5D whatever theater. It was pretty crazy. It was a good time.
Never experienced that myself. Sounds cool.
Is it Futuroscope? Maybe Futuroscope. Yeah, I think it's Futuroscope. Yep. Activating a memory here from John. Your haptic business. Nice shot hit from Junior. As Nouns look to build upon this early lead. Got frisky on the edge of the smoke, and it paid off. So you can tell NRG's a little stymied by this. They want to go smokes outside. They want to take this space. But they got to be wary. Spam. Harassing. Nade pop. Slightly ineffective. But they got to be careful. These smokes are going to start to fade. Walco gets down secret. And there's Osi. Right up top. So Marky will be the one to receive them. No teammates close at hand. A rotation from ramp possible, but actually Junior's not setting himself up for the quick rotate. Oh no, Marky bottles the molly, forces himself out of the position. Now they got a ton of ground should they want it. And indeed they seem to. No teammate making a move rapidly either.
I mean, yeah.
Here comes the play. Junior's going to be on the angle. Smoke twirl out of the bomb plant. Marky's looking for this fight. He's being spammed. Just a little harassment damage. Flash makes him turn. And indeed, they should be able to get this bomb planted now. Spam's good, though. Takes out one more. Breezy trying to plant in the open. They're just losing bodies in the meantime. Bomb down. Breezy out. But they've got work to do. Breezy and OC. And a lot of kills to find if they're going to make this round a possibility. He's out the window. This is so ambitious now. Oh, wow. But it's going to be ambitious for a reason. Because it's dangerous. So it's all good. Nouns keep it going in the retake. And they'll have a lead.
Yeah, Nouns looking really good on the adjustments, right? Because NRG, they had an opportunity there with Marky whiffing the Molotov. Marky backs off completely, goes to the upper level of the bomb site. And then he actually is that first casualty on the Nouns side, making it even 4v4. But there was Junior around the corner, and then the rest of the team came to the rescue. And it was really well done in terms of adapting and adjusting to what NRG were throwing their way. So a 4th round picked up in a row now for Nouns, and NRG are kind of reeling a little bit. They've got 2 Galils, a Tech 9, and a P250, but this is just a half buy for all of... I want to say for all intents and purposes, but autimatic does go for the hero Galil. So that makes the economy a little bit weird, and you do have 3 players below the 2K mark, but they have a loss bonus that's added up to be quite high, so they'll be okay in the next round.
See if they need to be. Autimatic chasing the player vent. Well, meets the business end of Marky's rifle, and this is looking like a shutdown. Walko catches 1, but no more. Carson swift to respond, and OC with a Glock and no armor. Good luck, sir. Not looking likely.
No. Chances are low here for Mr. OC. "41 seconds on the clock, and he'll just have to fade away here." Not much, of course, was expected of NRG into this round, and Junior gets the killing blow with the big green, his 7th frag of the map. 5-2 in favor of Nouns. Here comes the buy-up for NRG. They do have that full loss bonus, like I was saying. It was adding up, so they're going to be perfectly fine to buy up here, but they will be buying down to pretty much, I would say, below 200 for everyone except Walko, who's at 850. But it is a full buy for the most part. 4 AKs and the AWP a little short on util, but it shouldn't be that much of a hindrance for them. Walko's already going to get that smoke tossed out. He's got another one lined up here. They're going for that wall of smokes, and it's just chaotic towards the outer yard in terms of util. It's everywhere from both sides.
It is indeed. Carson.
Nice shot.
This time loses the opening duel, but there is a trade on the follow-up, and they've got all this control in towards lobby now. Hack's a little more committed than his teammates, and he's kind of been hung out to dry on this. But they do get autimatic down secret. So the duel with Jeorge should be an interesting one. NRG's got some decent spacing. And actually, Marky's coming back in the lobby. Holding on to this. They're giving him this crown for the moment. But if you just leave him here, it's going to be a world of hurt. OC's hoping he gets a little too adventurous and strays into the op crosshair. Starting to clear it out. Starting to make these moves. Starting to make these plays. Precious seconds. Whittling off the clock. Oh, Breezy somehow comes away with a win on that one. That looked like a disastrous fight to take. But the snap to the head's enough. And now Junior, committed. The Molotov not spreading. He's able to hit the shot. It was too deep. Walko gets him off the angle, and now Junior's punishing them for it. Oh, the no-scope attempted from both sides. It's chaos. Combat op and going through, but the kills are starting to stack up, and the bomb's going down. Somehow through all that madness, OC and autimatic have painted a path to this post plant. And now Jeorge has his work cut out for him. Oh, posted up on this angle. It's the first shot, but the shot doesn't connect. He's a little too quick on the trigger, and now autimatic position potentially being read against his old teammate, but Oh, shot in the back and put on down. The op can be retrieved, and NRG a much needed round.
Wow, autimatic. He's got 2 frags in that round. Didn't have 2 since the time when he clutched that round. Didn't clutch the round, but was able to contribute to his team's success up against the Force Spy for Nouns. And since that point was quiet, gets 2 at a critical juncture again. 3rd round picked up. It looked like he was being read. You were right, but Jeorge looks away, and autimatic with only 4 HP, I think it was, comes around and seals the deal. OC was indeed a little too quick on that trigger finger, and Jeorge capitalizes with a well-placed shot. But here we go, NRG charging out aggressively into the B ramp. All right, didn't expect that look to come through, but they've got control. Information is, of course, there for Nouns. They've got 2 players towards that B site. The thing is for NRG, they don't have to commit to going B. This RAM control is very critical for them to have, because they can either go up towards that A site or threaten to B, and the visibility for Nouns is now very limited as to where they might be ending, where they might end up.
Yeah, you can look at how concentrated they are, right? The 2 players lower, yep. CJ all the way back in towards spawn, so it's really just these 2 players up top. Jeorge and Marky need to be good with it. Need to be great. There's no vision outside. How much time do they want to give autimatic to work with this is the question. Because he's going to get all this real estate for free. But he's being very timid about taking it. Doesn't want to make the mistake. Doesn't want to make the blunder. And admittedly, to his credit, we are seeing a counter clear come through from Nouns. They've left the space towards site to give them a little bit more confidence elsewhere on the map. And now NRG begin to probe.
Yeah.
A lot's going to come down to Junior here. If he hits the initial shot, it might just go up top. But with smoke coming in, his vision's limited. And which way do they want to go? They've lost autimatic outside. The bomb is weirdly committed here in towards Secret, considering how much space NRG have. But OC now hitting this shot. Is he just going to go ramp? Or are they still trying to take up top? They're everywhere on the map. They seem to be of 2 minds. And a mind divided, a house divided, cannot stand. So Hex to Walker were wondering where the heck this went wrong. They got all this space lower and no teammates to come on down and plant the bomb.
Oh, that was a huge communication issue, and they were running out of time. I think that was part of it, and they waited a little bit too long, which can be an issue on Walco's side sometimes in terms of the calling. But I think that was just a miscommunication entirely. They didn't realize the bomb was up towards the A site, didn't realize they were running out of time, and eventually just panicked and pushed out. But they had all the space towards B. They had already been moving in, and it was such a shame that they chose to go to the A site, because that was the reinforced one, and Nouns were able to pull off the pincer attack, and they get a 6. So at the very least, Nouns have ensured that NRG cannot walk out of this half with a lead. NRG, well, they've got enough money to justify a Galil buy-up with a MAC-10. It won't be that much util, and they've already used a ton of it here. No smokes available for either site. Take only 2 Molotovs and 2 flashbangs. That means they're just going to have to take the fights and hope that those flashbangs are thrown exceptionally well. Walco's got 1 of them. He's going to toss it in. Jeorge is forced off the angle, so that will help a little bit, maybe. No, Jeorge just drops down, gets 1, a second, and a third. The 3-piece comes through for Jeorge. 13 on the board for him, and CJ wraps it up with a pretty bow. 7-3. That
one's going to be frustrating for NRG.
Oh, yeah.
Because now you have a round where you have so much working in your favor and you just can't get on the same page. Now you have a round where you just run into a brick wall and boom, the money's snapped. Any momentum you had into this half is snapped. You're left to try and pick up the pieces, and meanwhile, Nouns are kind of chuckling to themselves. They maybe got away with one, but now they're comfortable. Now they're feeling good, and there's only 2 rounds left in this half.
Yeah, I mean, no choice for NRG. They're just going to have to eco here. I mean, autimatic does go for that hero rifle once more, but he's still got 1K, and they got the 3.4K loss bonus. I think that's back in their banks. So they're okay into the next round, even with this slightly more aggressive than usual half buy. Autimatic.
You get something out of it.
Really boosting up on red box. Risky.
These outside lurks have been a very mixed bag. He's got a lot of space, but they haven't really been able to convert that space into anything. So now they're going to keep it pretty straightforward. Oh, ho, ho. Pluck above the fading smoke. Goodbye, autimatic. Put CJ on high alert as well. Not rotating anyone down just yet, but CJ only going to be good for the first. Damage onto the second. Now his teammates will know. Carson, though, a little bit overexposed. Ready for the decon players. Not so much for OC. Bomb's going to be down, and this might have been Nouns' falling a little bit asleep at the wheel here. I like this from Malco. Fight forward. Don't let the op get out. Keep the pressure up. Meanwhile, a lot of pressure is going to be onto OC. Good shot on the first, but it's just a Khalil, so no kill. Now, Marky's able to trade that back. But it is just Marky and Jeorge. The position known. The information given up, and Breezy just slips the gap. Pop shot not going to hit, but the bomb's out in the open, and it's just one man, and that man is shut down by one Walko.
Wow, I can't believe NRG are able to pull that one off, especially after the information was tipped off towards Nouns, and the buy-up was not great for NRG either, but, you know, they got the frags, they upgraded their weaponry. Walko, with the op of all things, is able to get the job done, and NRG win an unexpected one, even though it felt like Nouns should have had that round. They're probably kicking themselves a little bit. Maybe Carson wants that second one back, because it felt like he should have had two in that situation. Anyway, something to think about for Nouns and NRG. Looking to claw their way back into this half as much as possible. We're in the last round of it, though. Both teams have a decent amount of hardware available to them. The most limited player is Marky with the MP9. So that's rifles for everyone. Carson, Molotov thrown deep in towards the trophy room, and then smokes it off afterwards. So that's some good control for them to gain at ramp, although, you know, a flashbang and a charge through can happen for NRG as well. They're going to bide their time.
At least for the moment.
A little bit of util being passed around there, Carson, for his teammate, Ante.
Junior gets this fight on automatic again. Who's going to hit it? Automatic testing it, teasing it. His teammates maybe trying to draw focus here towards ramp, but at least for the moment, well, they're getting the kills. They held their nerves. Junior gets that kill on the other side, and it is just Hex and OC trying to make some magic happen now. The rounds have been few and far between. The kills have felt that same way at times here for NRG. They're going to try and bring the fight towards heaven. This is a route they haven't taken yet, but CJ's are ready for it, holding very far back, and Hex not prepared for his position. Let's see, we'll get the trade, but so much more work to do here. First player going to be out, going to be exposed. Ooh, there's a tickling shot. But OC might just have enough time to plant this bomb. He's going to force it down. Toying with Marky's expectations. Player in heaven a little bit late. Oh my god, he hit the leg shot. Knew he had to get a blinding quick scope. What an attempt. But it's all going to be for naught, John. back in we go. And that was a tough half for NRG, but they do emerge with 4 rounds, right? So it's enough to work with. It's enough to cook with here. But some missed opportunities, and Nouns definitely taking full advantage of the punish on those. Means that we do have a fairly comfortable lead here. Still, 7-12. A fairly comfortable lead is just 4 rounds.
Yeah,
Still
and
anyone's
also
game.
it's Nuke, right? So CT side can start to roll along very, very quickly. And it's hard to stop sometimes on the defensive side. Next, spots a player, knows he's got some information. OC and Breeze combined for 4, and it's only Carson left. That all happened within, I think,
Wow.
2 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the triple ramp setup, right? They know what they expect. They make a call. They make a read. Nouns walks right into that. One thing we have had as a criticism of Nouns at times, and it's definitely still the case, they don't always have the deepest strat books, right?
Yeah.
It's something that's haunted previous iterations of the roster. It's something that's definitely been an issue with this Carson called iteration. They trust in their individual abilities a lot, and sometimes maybe are a little too complacent, it seems, to us. And I think pistol rounds typify that, right? NRG knew exactly what was coming.
Yeah, I think they just always seem to have that confidence. Like, we can just go out and fight, guys. We can just go out and get that first frag. We're better than them, right? And that's not always the best mentality to have. And you're right. I mean, they are very good, obviously, mechanically, but you can't always rely on that. A well-positioned team that's technically sound in terms of strategies will oftentimes be able to deal with those aggressive riflers and find the instant trades and then shut you down afterwards. Of course, that is just a pistol round, so we can't draw too much from it, but I agree. You know, Nouns...
I want to try everything from it.
Yeah.
I recognize that there's a grind of online Counter-Strike and you play a lot of maps.
Yeah.
But you just have to have, like, 3 or 4 pistols. And, you know, I don't care. You want to like assign them to playing cards and pick a card, any card.
Mm-hmm.
Do that. Just some teams seem to run the same pistol, and thus you get counter setups. Autimatic.
Okay.
Gonna take down 3. This round we weren't expecting much from, but Autimatic able to bring it through very comfortably indeed. That's nicely done.
Yeah.
From the newest edition. Very familiar player. That's a major winner, John.
It is a major winner.
I was watching some of those. Have you gotten a chance to watch Memories of CS:GO yet?
No, I didn't, Mike.
Bro, you gotta watch it. It's so good.
I do want to, but it's like an hour and a half, so I have to find the time.
It's so worth it.
Yeah, I'm just busy.
So
I believe
good,
you.
dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the time, but it's just like, yeah, haven't had much lately.
Understood. Reasonable. But holy cow, it's a banger. Like, truly incredible giga banger. Well worth a watch.
I believe you.
See, this round's going to be a giga banger.
Yeah, NRG on the bonus round, so this is going to be very tough for them. But if they get this one, then they're right back into the swing of things. CJ finds the opener, though. They have been sending CJ more on opening frag duties. Coming into this one, he was, I think, behind the first place player, which is Carson. Down with 1 frag at 16. Marky gets 1. OC finds the trade, and it's still Nouns with the edge here.
OC's got the right read on this, which is Marky lurking through. He's going to be able to bring back the kill, so now... even numbers. What a recovery from OC. Problem is they've got no map control. I mean, just nothing. They have fully committed towards this lower play, and the bomb's still down outside. Nouns players are still milling about, trying to hunt this up. So it's going to be interesting. OC back by the orange box. Deep tucked on ramp. How do Nouns read this?
It's hard.
They know they got all the space outside, but without any sort of signpost as to where these players might be, it's actually quite difficult. It's a big gamble from NRG. And right now, it's looking like Nouns are going to read it right and split A, in which case NRG really has no answer.
Yeah, that's a perfect read, in fact. You just got to go together and pick a place, and that's exactly what they did. 2 players through mini, 1 clearing out heaven, getting all that space into the rafters, and there's the bomb plant. NRG... Well, now they have a choice to make. I mean, you got a couple of rifles, an MP9. You certainly have the money to buy up regardless in this next round, but it would bolster your economy and keep a foundation going if you decide to save.
It's first round loss bonus, right? So they actually could use the drops.
Exactly.
As time gets lower, I'm thinking that might be the case. And yeah, they're backing away.
Maybe some
Mac
exits.
still wants to give this a look.
I think he's setting up for exits, Mike. That's all. He's a little close, honestly, because we know that bomb radius is crazy.
Backing off now.
Yeah.
They're making the move. A little bit of harassment damage. Breeze trying to catch. He's going to have one. And another dead to the bomb. Can he get the rifle? Oh, he can indeed.
Wow.
Signed, sealed, and delivered, courtesy of C4. So it is only just CJ surviving. And with 3 rifles taken into the next, now this is looking like a much more comfortable affair.
Yeah, I was going to say, if there's one player I don't mind hanging around a little bit longer, it's Breeze with the MP9 because he didn't have much invested. Everyone else had a rifle picked up, and he says, why not try to get some frags? He gets one and then forces Junior to stay back a little bit longer. I think there might have been some not aim punch, but I think he might have tagged him a little bit and slowed him down. So, good job from Breeze, as we now have full-on rifles for NRG. They're calling a timeout because they got full util for rifles, but their economy isn't really that settled in. OC, the only one with a ton of money available at 4.3k. Everyone else, you know, not going to have too much. And the loss bonus for both sides is quite punishing. So, swing round coming through here. Nouns losing a lot of players, forced to invest into 4 new guns. Let's see who can gain that edge. Autimatic. Smoke blooming in front of his eyes, a flashbang as well, but throws the Molotov into secret, so that should keep them at bay. They're actually deciding to go towards the outer yard. That wall of smoke set up. They do pop the smoke. They got the bullets going through it as well. CJ, very bold play in front of the smoke. Autimatic finishes off where Walko started. Walko ends up going down to Carson. And now Nouns, I mean, they're in towards the B site, but it has to be known by NRG. Problem is, no one is there at all.
No. Yeah. It's again going to be a very tough retake. And NRG, you can only keep playing contained so many rounds. You can only keep players in towards lower so many rounds. At some point, you got to be making the move. Got to be making the motion.
I think they're gonna. I don't know. They might call this off.
They seem hesitant. Time whittling off the clock. They've all got kits though, so time's not the biggest pressure. But it's just gonna take a lot of work to clear out all these positions. And yeah, they're calling it off. They're bailing. They don't like the look. They don't like the timing. They're backing away. NRG gonna keep this buy going, gonna keep these guns going.
I mean,
but they're gonna surrender another round over to Nouns.
You could just sense the hesitancy, right? The way they were moving, the way they were pulling out their util. Like, they're gonna go. I saw Hex going back and forward, then walking towards the top of the A site. Yeah, sorry.
I will say again, this is a certain element of a team still getting used to each other, right? Yeah. New IGL in, some changes on in. You need to have everybody on those same pages for the for those light speed decisions.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, they needed to have one of those quick decisions once they realized that they got a frag towards the smoked off outer yard, and I believe they saw some bodies going there as well, so I thought they would make the decision to rotate at least 1, maybe 2 players down to the B site, but no one actually goes quick enough, and then by the time they do, it doesn't really happen. And Nouns are going to ratchet up the pressure now. They like to do this when they've got the advantage. Here they come into the A site. The blitz is on. They've got 2 frags. 3 left here for NRG. The smoke pop is fantastic. So much damage done. Only Hex left after that chaotic mess of util and bullets. And my goodness, Nouns are going for the killing blow. They're going for the jugular, Mike.
And this is everything you've been saving, right? Everything you've been building. It turns out everything you were building was a house of cards. It's come tumbling down. Nouns have swept it. They've slammed their hands on the table, sent shockwaves reverberating through. And now you got nothing. You got no foundation to build upon. There's loss bonus built up at least, but oh man, NRG have just missed the opportunities to actually do something in this half, to actually do something in this game. They're watching this map of Counter-Strike now slip down the drain. Hex will be lucky to get out of this with his life. He's got the first, but certainly the hunt's coming in, and yeah, no rifle saved, no nothing saved through. desperation on for NRG. They'll have 3 players who can buy up comfortably, but they're up against it now, and 5 rounds back.
This is when you're really in a scary spot against Nouns. They've got a few rounds in a row. They win the one where they put the pressure on, which means that you're in even more trouble because you've got to be ready for that quick blitz again. And like we talked about, Wildcat doesn't necessarily respond that well to this type of aggression. And it looks like Nouns are going to mix it up a little bit to this round. But still, I mean, they're already moving in towards that ramp position. I mean, the smoke is going to guys off their visibility and slow them down a little. They're grouping up into lobby. Smoke going to get tossed. Wall of smokes for outer yard. This appears to be a fake for the time being because they are grouped up towards this A site. I think they're trying to draw that rotation. Smoke pop reveals that no one's really behind it though, so that will give NRG perhaps some information and more comfort in holding their ground at A. Ooh, that's a good smoke into mini.
Walker's getting frisky.
Yeah, because that mini smoke.
Ooh, Walker's getting frisky. Spots the player. That's the bomb as well. It's confirmation. Oh, damage onto the next. They're able to follow this up. OC now collecting, fighting the crunch on in. This is claim. Nouns stall out a little bit too much. And the lobby crunch comes to fruition. CJ alone. His mission? Economic damage. Yeah, they're probably not winning this round, but they could salt the fields behind them. So chaos. Burn down buildings. Generally loot, plunder, and pillage, but no. Autimatic, the knight in shining armor. We'll do away with that raider.
Goodness me. I mean, yeah, Nouns definitely waiting a little bit too long. They had some good smokes thrown towards the outer yard, but I mean, you get the deep mini one to block off visibility there. The problem is they didn't really have much presence or a lurk to kind of make things a little more interesting and find some pressure on to NRG and force the rotations in. Instead, NRG reads it perfectly to say, you know what, this is too weird. Let's go clear out lobby. Let's put the pressure on there, and they catch them all trying to get into ramp. It was just a slaughter in favor of NRG. That said, Nouns still have enough money to buy up here. They got 4 rifles and a Tech 9. Molly's going to get tossed out by CJ. This time they want the outer yard control. To be honest with you, I mean, Nouns probably should have just kept the pressure on. It's what works well for them. Instead, they slow it down a little bit too much, and NRG capitalizes. Still a 4-round lead. Here comes CJ. Automatic's done. CJ's got that mini control. That means that there's so much pressure on towards this A site. NRG needs the frags, and they find them. Hex gets one. OC as well. 4v3 advantage. Make it a 4v2.
They're doing this. They're putting together the pieces of the puzzle. But still, this puzzle, it's got some jagged edges.
No.
And Junior, he's just tipped over the table. There's pieces everywhere, John. Everywhere. How are you going to find what fits where? Where are the corners even? Oh no, the dogs run off with some. They may never be able to put these together at all. Walco, though. Call him the puzzle master. He's putting on the reading glasses. He's leaning over the card table. He's ready to put this one to bed. Jeorge, though, causes problems. OC will be able to clutch it through. Keeps his team fighting. Keeps his team thriving here. Keeps them with a puncher's chance on Nuke.
OC at the top of the board. Not something we've seen very often as of late, but he's got 17, and that was a critical op frag that he came through with to keep his team, like you said, in this one, keep Nouns off of 12. A 3-round lead for Nouns, but look at the money. It's not the best. It is T-side, so they'll be able to recover into this next round fairly quickly, but they can get over-aggressive here. Loss bonus will add up a little bit more, but, you know, there aren't that many rounds left. They got to be careful. And that's sometimes a tall ask for Nouns.
I love seeing Magix just peek at us from the corner. Boris! Get off my screen, Boris! You got a major to play in. That's a noted ESEA Global Challenge player.
Oh, yeah.
You know, back in the day.
It's a throwback.
Yeah. That's where I met him. You know, they were some laying demons back in the day on the Global Challenges. A feared team. But the team's seen some growth since then as well. Certainly. Made a few changes. Got a few donks, shall we say. under their belt. And now maybe instead of global challenges, global champions.
Perhaps so. It's going to be interesting to watch. What a major.
It's a fun story though, folks. I mean, the journey towards that major starts in ESEA leagues. And so here we are. Maybe watching future major champions in addition to the one we already have in the server. OC. Trying to will it to be so, Junior. What you got? Tech 9 Ace Clutch.
Sorry. That's unlikely.
Something tells me you're a non-believer. Did he just get digged through the wall? Oh no, that was Squeaky Door. That makes way more sense. Okay. I thought he got squeaked through hut spam, and that would have been insane. Still gonna feel patently unfair for Junior. And if he peeks around this door, it's gonna feel patently painful. His choice is limited. The spot known. The execution swift. And now just 2 rounds separate these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, not much expected in that round, of course, since it was just the pistols coming for Nouns. But here's the one with the rifles, the util, everything Nouns have got to try and keep this lead and put the pressure back onto NRG and at least clinch overtime. That said, OC's been very solid with the op on this CT side. He's really woken up. The rest of his squad, I would say, has as well. Although it's really been him and Breeze that have carried the weight of their team frag-wise. Autimatic. Moving out to big garage. And now he's just going to chill out at a very deep angle. CJ moving around that smoke, and looks like NRG are going to have a fight on their hands towards the outer yard. That appears to be where Nouns are favoring moving around. Couple of players already close. CJ. Does he know? Yeah, well, he'll know now. Autimatic gets the frag. Carson finds the trade immediately. Then Autimatic the touchdown with the nade. Oh, they don't know about Jeorge and Marky.
Oh my goodness. This could be it. A dink back both ways between Jeorge and Autimatic. Walker into lobbies, perhaps a bit of an unknown factor, but they've got to be wary of the possibility. He's going to work his way out Squeaky uncontested. Marky is back turned right now. Marky is back turned right now. Snaps around in time. Game sense on point, as it always seems to be for Marky. And Autimatic is left to try and collect the pieces of this round. Win, not a possibility. Op, distinctly one.
Yeah, 11 HP. Only a Molotov available in terms of util. You've got to save, unfortunately, for NRG, as they will be down 12-9. Pressure is on. 3 rounds required in a row for them just to have a chance of getting into overtime.
That money actually matters.
Yeah, it does. I was going to say.
Losing that player actually matters quite a bit. They don't have a lot of cash to spare. If they lose here, Nouns could be ecoing.
Should still be rifles, but probably 2 Galils instead of an AK and a Galil.
Yeah, and I mean, the issue is less about this round and more about the next. If NRG can hold here, Nouns is going to be in a weirdly bad spot considering how strong they've been all map long. The game is afoot, methinks.
Indeed. Time not going to be called here for Nouns, maybe to talk over exactly that. Mitigate the risks. Gonna go for a lighter buy on Jeorge. Nope. It's just gonna be creative accounting to get the best buy possible, and in fact it will end up being rifles for everyone. 3 Galils, 2 AKs, but it is noticeably stronger on the NRG side with 4 M4s and the AWP. NRG in a must-win situation. Marky along with CJ working that outer yard. Nouns only using the blitz onto the A site once to great success. They don't feel confident in running it one more time. Split up across the map, 2 players outside. The other 3 moving their way into lobby and perhaps ramp. I think Nouns are trying to sell outer yard play. They want some visibility here. They want them to see them go into secret and then maybe try to squeeze those players out into the ramp. It doesn't happen, though. OC is going to get one onto Carson, 5v4.
He's taken down. He's taken down. Pressure's too much. Didn't realize the player had gotten out in towards ramp, and he leaves himself exposed. Now it's a bad fight for Walco, but he's still going to be able to come out with one. An even trade, but autimatic lost elsewhere. Now tilts the scales in Nouns' favor. And this one could be done. There's no one else towards lower. There's no one who could defend this. It has to just be Hexed. He's lost all of his teammates. Somehow they've all just been plucked away. Now we're left with one man. One Hexed against the world to try and keep his team fighting here, to try and keep them surviving here on Nuke. They fought their way back into it. They clawed their way back into it. They made this possible. They made us dream. But dreams, well, sometimes you just gotta wake up. He doesn't even have a Molotov, but it is a little bit of a risky rat hole play. Just gonna go for the stick. They're gonna go for the swing, and that smoke's never gonna have a chance to bloom. Nicely done from Nouns. The round they had to do. If they lost here, things were gonna get interesting. So, just don't lose, John.
Yeah, exactly. Don't lose, and nothing else matters, right? 13-9. In favor of Nouns, the final score on Nuke. So, I mean, honestly, they played exceptionally well. Took advantage of the blunders that came through on the NRG side. We are, of course, seeing some adjustments.